oven here. I am making some banana bread that is baking. You guys will see it in here. I just thought it'd be fun to make banana bread tonight, so I just made it with wheat flour, bananas, like butter, salt, cinnamon, baking soda, and maple syrup for the sweetener, and of course bananas. Throw it in for 50 minutes. So I'm gonna pop that in, let it go, and then come back after I'm done and see how it turned out. Hopefully it turned out. Here she comes out of the oven, looking gorgeous as I made it with wheat bread, so it's gonna look a little different. But we're gonna see if it's done in the middle in just 1 second. If I can find something with a toothpick, that would be good. Well, it looks nice, doesn't it? Hey guys, just here for a quick update. I'll just say it now. I know my face looks bloaty and I'm battling with the whole weight gain vibe. So I'll just get that out of the way and update you guys on all the different photos I put in this week's video and really like what I'm up to, how they've been doing. So all my pictures that I had and like little video clips of me having my domestic moment with all of my cooking has to do with finding really inexpensive ways to save money and still eat really good healthy food and spend time with someone that you're getting to know. So I've just been on this kick. I love to eat. So and also just to help out the guy that I'm going out with right now, that he's just been having a lot of projects dropped on him. And so I said, you know what, like I'll come over, I'll make dinner, and then we can sit and we can talk about it and whatever. And so this weekend was pretty much jam-packed with every work project you can think of. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna cook our meals. And then I got bored and I was like, what can I do? And so I had this idea on Friday that I wanted to make a banana bread. And I was talking about that the weekend before when we got together and saw each other. And so I was like, you know what, next time I come, I'm gonna make banana bread. And I'm like, I haven't made banana bread before, but I have confidence that I can make it. So I did, and I found a recipe online that had no sugar. It was like sugar alternatives. And so instead of sugar, I use organic maple syrup, and my banana bread came out great. I wish it had more banana flavor, and I think the reason why was because my bananas weren't like completely brown, and I feel like they're sweeter when they're like completely like messed up and brown. So yeah, and that was like super easy. And then the next day, like, you know, we ate that bread and he loved it. And I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. This is good. Right. So then we had some extra blueberries that I brought over like a week before that, and we never used them. So I was supposed to make acai bowls, and we were going to take those up to Julian when we went up there to pick apples, and we never used them. So I was like, you know what? I'm in a baking mood. I'm going to make blueberry loaf. That was my thing. I'm going to make a blueberry loaf. And so I basically just washed all the blueberries, dumped them in, and it came out and it turned out really good. And the only difference I made with the blueberry loaf was that I used honey instead, and that didn't give you like that complete sweetness as like the maple syrup. And the funny thing about maple syrup is like you don't taste the maple, you just taste the sweetness. It's really interesting. So that's kind of been my thing. And we have a couple of big steak moments because he got steak from Costco. And so we just decided we were just gonna use up the steak. And the first night I felt like I overcooked the steak. Number one, it was like carne asada sliced steak, so it was very thin, and I was prepared to cook a bigger steak. And so I looked up all these different recipes, and then I got hit with the carne asada, and I was like, oh boy. So the first round on Friday, that came out okay. And I put that together, and so I said, I'm gonna make dinner Friday night. So we had steak and salad, and I think I did like sliced tomatoes or something. And the next day we got together, he had another busy day with a project with the deadline. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna make dinner. And I think I made chicken. I made chicken thighs and salad. We didn't have any like other green vegetables like asparagus, which I was hoping we would. So I made those, and those were fantastic. And I made mashed potatoes from scratch, and which was really bare basic as you can get. And we had like a side salad or whatever. And so that's been kind of fun, just getting back into like cooking. I like cook for myself, but it's always fun to cook for someone else, especially when someone else is feeling pretty stressed out. So that was fun. We didn't do as much walking as we normally do on the weekends. And so pretty much like the whole weekend, I was kind of like doing my own thing, and he was like finishing up his project. So I was like, what can I do? What can I do? So on Saturday night, we ended up going and getting Halloween like decorations, because I said, we're going to spend the weekend and we're going to decorate. We're going to do something super fun. So we went to Michael's and on Saturday night, and we just picked up a bunch of stuff from Ghost. And I was like, we're going to do this on a budget. We spent probably more than I wanted to. I only wanted to spend like $25, and we spent more than that. So I wanted to just do that with the cobwebs and throw up some spiders and grab some Ghost. And I was like, do you ever decorate? And he's like, I've only decorated once at my place since I moved here. And I said, well, we're decorating this year. So we were inspired by his neighbors who started decorating the weekend before. So that was pretty much what we did on the weekend on Sunday, which was fun. And so it came out really good. And we finished the steak that weekend on Sunday. And so, yeah, so that's pretty much been most of my weekends have been just us getting together. And I wasn't such a fan of him having a project due on a weekend. That was something that was like annoying, but I knew it wasn't his fault. So that was fine. So we definitely did not get a whole lot of time to just kind of hang out and do something fun. But I was able to catch up on all my Andy Griffith episodes. I will say I watched a lot of that and really just relax. I've still been really tired. I have been really stressed out about the whole fertility thing and looking into how much that's going to cost and like, where am I going to find the money to do this? And then I found out, because my job's insurance, they are self-employed, that they're probably not going to cover my infertility treatment. So right now, all they are going to be covering is all my labs, and they'll pay for that, but anything else beyond that, they're not going to pay. So I still haven't got a complete answer from HR. So I just want them just to say, hey, like, we're not planning on covering this. Like, just wanted to give you a heads up. And that's going to suck, but I just need to know for sure so I can figure out what I'm going to do. So since having my appointment beyond this, it's been very stressful, and I've been kind of feeling a little bit like down and frustrated. Like, you know, why did I wait so long to decide to do this? And why didn't I save so much more money and things like that? So I decided that I had to do some tough things that I really didn't want to do, and which is I had to cut my virtual assistant and put that money aside. I had to stop cold plunging, so I had to stop that membership, and just looking for different ways to cut out expenses. And with looking at my expenses and my budget, I realized that I was really like spending way more money than I thought on things that I really didn't need, and had subscriptions to things that I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a step back from certain things like the podcast, and just kind of figure out like, what do I need? What is the like highest priority right now? And the highest priority is relationship and my fertility. That's where my priority is. And so I will eventually circle back to that, but right now that's kind of the direction, and I have to figure that out quick, and that's because time is limited. So I am completely like, I'm going back and forth. There is a infertility, they do like a little seminar each month where you can come and learn about the whole process and things like that, and I'm supposed to go tomorrow. Part of me doesn't want to go because I was like, oh, I need my workout, but then I can get a lot more information. I did get a ton of information on Friday, and with everything with the fertility right now is just getting all the testing done. That's what they need, number one. And they sent me this module that talked about like the different like treatments and what they're looking for, and just kind of explaining some of the terminology, which was really helpful. Now, can I explain that to someone else? Probably not, but it gave me an idea of what to expect and what was ahead. So right now they want me to do diagnostics, all of that. Then they're going to hook me up with the whole financial piece and what that's going to look like once the doctor has a really good idea of where I'm at. And so that's a little scary. So yeah, but with cutting things out of my budget, I was like, well, what can I do if I have to, let's say it's, $15,000 for me to do like the first round of IVF. Let's say we're going to be conservative on that. Then it's going to take me about a year to save up. So at least if I can figure out like, okay, if I can get on some type of payment plan and it's this amount of money, then at least I know that that's how much money I have to put away every month to continue to have treatments on that. So I don't have a whole lot of time in my life to wait anymore. And that's the thing, that you feel like you have a lot of time, and people tell you have a lot of time until there isn't time. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, that right now I'm going to do my best to get my eggs frozen, and hopefully I can at least get that part done. And then in the next couple of months, hopefully I'll be, starting a family, which would be great. And because honestly, like, your body can only keep up for so long. So I also started my acupuncture. I started that. I had a very detailed first consultation with my new acupuncturist, and I really right now I like him. Had my first treatment. And so our focus is digestion, getting that back in line and operating, and also for fertility and getting blood flow and balance back into my body. And that is going to help a lot. And I know that a lot of women, and I have specific people in my life that I know who have done acupuncture, and they suffered with infertility, and they were able to get pregnant after having, going through acupuncture. So I feel pretty positive about that, and especially with getting my body back. And my main thing was like fertility and cravings. And I said, I got to get my digestion back because it's kind of sluggish right now, and it's just been rough. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with my life. It is right now feeling a little chaotic, very uncertain, very stressed financially, and just trying to figure out what am I going to do and how am I going to pay for this? So that's kind of my thing. And I'm just had this realization. I said, I've done really good about manifesting certain things in my life recently. And I'm like, there's no reason why I can't manifest the family that I want, and manifest that money coming into my life financially. I don't know how that's going to happen, but it's going to have to happen. And so pretty much everything is on the back burner. I really need to finish up my personal training course, but that just has not been a high priority recently. But I definitely want to just finish that up and have that done, just to say, because I complete things. I don't leave things undone. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's a lot of crazy stuff, and a lot of things are moving pretty quickly. And so I kind of don't want to go to this IVF seminar thing, but I kind of do at the same time. I know I'm going to be overwhelmed, but I need to see what my options are and see if I'm going to be able to do this, especially since I'm doing it basically by myself right now. And if I don't get any insurance coverage, what am I going to do with that? Which I think is completely BS. So I think I would have so much more confidence and feel so much more relaxed if I knew for sure that the organization I work for was going to be covering that, but I know that they're going to do whatever they can to not cover it. And since they have the option to not be covered, then they may choose that because it's another expense for the organization, but I don't know. So I'm hoping that that's in discussions right now, that was a question that came up. But if not, then I have to figure out what are some of the resources that I could use that can help me get the cost down, so that all of that's not coming out of pocket, because that's basically like all the money I have financially is going to be going towards that. And I want to be able to live my life and have fun, and also to save for other things in the future. So it's a lot right now. And I was actually so upset last week that I wasn't eating very much at all. I was just really upset, which is unusual. So now I'm back in my eating kick, which is not good, but I am still doing my walks, doing a little bit of exercise. I'm doing what I can, and, you know, just trying to show up for myself. And it's nice having my weekdays to myself, so I have time to kind of decompress and, you know, think about things and not be overwhelmed. And yeah, that part has been really stressful, especially when you're starting a new relationship with someone and things are so unsure right now. And so I'm just kind of like holding my breath, to be honest. And this is just like such a big decision at the beginning of a relationship that I have to make. And, you know, not sure what's going to happen with that. So yeah, it's been a lot. And so I think I've been using like the cooking as a distraction and the cleaning and organizing as a distraction, even though I need to clean and organize my own spaces. But that's kind of where I'm at, guys. Like, you know, I'm not 100% on top of my fitness game right now, and my attention is completely and focus is diverted to trying to figure out this problem. And I just keep repeating something I always repeat to myself, is that there's always a solution. There's never like a not a way or solution to be able to find a way to make this happen. And so I'm just going to keep telling myself that and meditating. And what I realized was that I was looking through, I have my affirmations that I read daily, and I've been a little off my game on that. But what I realized was that the one thing, the most crucial thing that I did not include on my affirmation sheet that I read was children. And I was like, how did I miss that? How did I completely gloss over that? And yeah, I talked about family, but I wasn't specific. Like, you know, I want 2 healthy children, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, to be able to, you know, be a good mother and have a bonded relationship with my kids. So I had to update that. And it's just like a lot of paperwork, a lot of research right now, and it's a lot. And so I'm just trying to keep my body calm. I got a huge list of supplements that they want me to take. And they have one list for women who are, you know, or under 30, 35. And then, so most women have that. And then when you are over the age of 35, they give you a whole nother list. So they're like, take this, but when you're over 35, then you also need to take this. And so I have a huge list. And I was doing research yesterday and trying to figure out how can I get the cost down in all of these supplements. Some of the supplements, there's nothing I can do about the cost, but, you know, they're critical to getting the best out of my body. And so I'm hopeful once I get my labs back and I have my AMH tested again, that it's going to look a little bit better, but we will see. So I'm going to hold out hope for that, you know, my first reading was basically because I was at the end of my cycle and all of my hormones and everything was down at that time. So it could have just been where I was in the cycle. I don't know, but we will see. Anyways, if you guys want to stay tuned, make sure you guys keep following me. I know I haven't been posting as much on YouTube Shorts, but I'm going to get back into that once I get through a lot of this really weird, uncertain time, and I'm need to kind of wrap my head around this. But I will post whenever I get a chance with my fitness journey. But definitely nutrition. I'm working on eating at home, and I'm dating someone who's really supportive of, you know, healthy eating. And don't get me wrong, we love to get down on some food, okay? But we're really focused on trying to eat nutritiously and He's very supportive of that. So anyways, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.